Madam President, I wish to thank Guyana for convening this meeting. I also extend my appreciation to Secretary General Guterres for his insightful yet sadly troubling briefing. Indeed, it feels almost surreal to be in the very chamber which bears primary responsibility for international peace and security to address the unlawful aggression of one of its permanent members. 2 years since Russian tanks crossed over into Ukraine, violating the most sacrosanct tenet of the UN Charter, we see no signs of Russia's unlawful actions abating. Sadly, we see a humanitarian disaster unfolding. The conflict is claiming the lives of tens of thousands of civilians, upending livelihoods and inflicting long-lasting trauma, especially on children. A generation of young Ukrainians and Russians are perishing because of an ill-begotten war. Russia's war against Ukraine not only tears away at the fabric of the United Nations, it has shattered the sense of security, not just for the people of Ukraine, but also for its neighbors. The impact of the war has also been reverberating around the world, disrupting energy supplies and food security, exacerbating economic and social crises in other parts of the world. The flagrant violation of international norms and obligations, denying Ukrainian independence, sovereignty, and territorial integrity must cease immediately. International humanitarian law, which clearly prohibits attacks on civilians and civilian infrastructure, must be adhered to at all times and by all parties. As a nation that knows all too well what it means to suffer from military aggression, Korea firmly believes that aggression must not go unanswered. As a nation all too familiar with the agonizing consequences of armed conflict, Korea has a profound sense of empathy with the plight of the Ukrainian people. That is why President Yoon Suk-yeol visited Ukraine last July and launched the Ukraine Peace and Solidarity Initiative. Under this initiative, Korea has provided $140 million in humanitarian assistance to Ukraine, including demining equipment and emergency medical vehicles. Starting this year, we will provide a comprehensive aid package of $2.3 billion spread out over several years to help the Ukrainian people alleviate their suffering and rebuild their nation. We are also collaborating with international partners through the multi-agency donor coordination platform for Ukraine to ensure that our collective assistance is both effective and well coordinated. Madam President, my government is deeply troubled by the emerging military cooperation between Russia and North Korea. North Korean munitions and missiles have been sighted in Ukraine, which not only aggravates the human suffering, but also risks further escalating and prolonging the war in Ukraine. If and when it turns out to be the case that North Korea receives in return, whether advanced military technology or oil shipments exceeding limits under Security Council resolutions, this would redound to North Korea's ability to threaten security on the Korean Peninsula and beyond. Both dimensions of this nexus constitute unequivocal violations of multiple UN Security Council resolutions and undermine the global non-proliferation regime. We strongly urge Russia and North Korea to comply with the relevant Security Council resolutions, all of which were unanimously adopted in this chamber. Madam President, the ongoing conflict in Ukraine is heightening geopolitical tensions worldwide, presenting us with challenges of unprecedented magnitude. Therefore, it is imperative that the Security Council devise effective strategies to navigate these complexities, notwithstanding inherent shortcomings and current constraints, to fulfill its fundamental duty of maintaining international peace and security. And I wish to reaffirm Korea's commitment as a member of the Security Council to actively contribute to realizing this goal. I thank you.